Hello and welcome to the commencement ceremony for Charlotte Preparatory School. My name is Peggy Fear. I am the head of school and I am delighted that you are joining us. Charlotte Prep is filled with pride, tradition, and 25 years of success in what we produce. And yes, you're right, what we produce are wonderful graduates just like you. We are so excited to watch you grow. We are excited to see you in the community and in the world because we know you will make a huge impact. As a graduating class of 2020, your year has looked different. You are the first graduating class in Charlotte Prep history to experience e-learning. To be going through a pandemic, it feels different. It looks different, but nonetheless, you possess the same success as all Charlotte Prep graduates. We are just so excited to see you use these challenges to your benefit and to use these challenges in your future success. Tonight, we are so honored to have a distinguished alumni with us to give our opening address.
Hey, class of 2020. Just want to say, first of all, congratulations, you guys, on all your hard work. You finally made it. I was asked to just say a couple words here at the graduation ceremony. Just to introduce myself, my name is Paul Murno. I graduated from the class of 2006, back when it was still called Charlotte Academy. From there, I went to Port Charlotte High School and then the University of Central Florida, where I earned a bachelor's in industrial engineering. So, first of all, awesome job, guys. You have made it through some unique challenges that probably no 8th grade class has ever gone through before. So kudos to you guys. I just want to say, the opportunity in front of you is amazing. Just my class from 2006, we've got doctors, we have news anchors, we've got engineers, dentists, business owners, and world traveling humanitarians. And none of those guys knew what they wanted to do coming out of 8th grade. What they did was, on their next journey, they went out, they made friends, they joined clubs, they played sports. If they didn't find a club they liked, they started one, and they made the most of the opportunity that was in front of them. So my advice to you is to do the same. Get out of your comfort zone, try something new, make mistakes, learn from them, come back stronger, smarter, better, and find your passion. And then you'll be able to, go on and lead the fulfilling life that you want to and that you've always dreamed of. So at the expense of sounding cheesy, you guys have the world in front of you right now, so go make the best of it. I couldn't be more excited for you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Paul, for that wonderful opening address. You have encouraged our graduates, and we are so appreciative of alumni just like you. At this time, our teachers will be reading their traditional letter to our graduates.
Good evening. I have the honor of introducing Robbie Ball to you. This is a young man who has grown up on this very campus for the past 11 years. He loves the size of our school and the amount of students, and as he heads off to Charlotte High School, he will miss how easy it is to navigate through the halls to his classes. If you don't know Robbie, he is a legit gamer and boater who found success at this year's science fair. His topic was, how do different energy drinks affect the heart rate of water fleas? He did such a great job that he went on to the regional science fair and won first place. Legit, man. Another great moment for Robbie was in his Spanish class this year. Mrs. Morales asked the students to create memes reflecting their e-learning experience. Robbie came up with not just one, but 4 that all had to do with legitimately missing an online class. The best part? He said it all in Spanish. Did I tell you he was brilliant? You might have noticed me mentioning the word legit several times. Not my word, it's Robbie's. Mr. Hendricks remembers him using it constantly in grade 5 and in grade 6. And we just wanted to commend you on your vocabulary. Good job. Robbie, as you graduate and prepare for high school, I would like you to remember a simple truth coined by James Hudson Taylor. A little thing is a little thing, but faithfulness in little things is a great thing. This is the way to the greatness that lies in you. If people can trust you in the small details or their simple expectations, then they will have confidence in you for the big opportunities or responsibilities that will surely come your way. You have always been consistent in handling daily, seemingly insignificant things for me, so I believe that you will be successful as you start this new, big opportunity at Charlotte High School. I wish you much success.
Good evening. The student that I have the honor of speaking about today came here in kindergarten 9 years ago. Today I'm speaking about Carson Clancy. Over the past 5 years, I've enjoyed getting to know him as well as his parents. Carson's favorite sport is soccer, though he also played flag football and ran track. In his track career, he won the Dolphin Award as well as MVP. His favorite memory is Mrs. D's overnight aquarium trip in first grade. Though I wasn't there, I can see him in my mind, pajamas with flippers and a scuba mask. There are many facts that can be used to describe somebody, which we have students fill out a questionnaire listing them. However, each student at Charlotte Prep is special. And being a small school, we as teachers have the chance to know so much more than facts. We have the chance to develop relationships with the students. I first knew Carson was special, a real science guy, when during a 4th grade paper airplane project, he built a biplane, an actual paper plane with 2 sets of wings. I've watched him grow from building paper airplanes to planes that have motors and fly. I've watched him grow from doing science labs to earning an honorable mention at the regional science fair. I have watched the wheels turning in his head as he is thinking outside the box. Carson, though you are at the top of your class, there will always be others who are just a little bit smarter. So don't worry about that. I believe that your gift to the world is that your thinking is not bound to a box. It has no limits. As you leave Charlotte Prep and move on to FSW and beyond, I know that you will use this gift to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Today, we honor Sophia October Clancy. Sophia has attended Charlotte Prep School for 9 years. She started in kindergarten, has completely followed through. Sophia will be leaving us and going to Florida Southwestern next year, and I'm sure she will continue to excel. Her favorite memory at Charlotte Prep was the day they went on a field trip to Universal Studios. She said it was a great time, and who doesn't love Universal? Sophia has done so many things while here at Charlotte Prep and has completely submerged herself in the relationships in our community here. She will miss the friendships and relationships that have carried her this far. But we know she will do great in anything she does, like she has here. Sophia is an athlete. Basketball, soccer, volleyball, dance, flag football, she does it all. Sophia works hard and enjoys studying and keeping up on her grades. I don't know about you, but to me, this sounds like a winner. Sophia also participated in CITS from 2nd to 5th grade. She played 4 different sports, as mentioned, and has the highest grade average for every class every year, except 5th grade. She has been an all-A honor roll every year, qualified for the Duke trip, and went to regional science fair in the 7th and 8th grade. Earned a Dolphin Award in 6th grade for soccer and flag football. She has also been named basketball MVP and the Female Athlete of the Year in 7th grade. We look forward to seeing her accomplishments continue to grow. Along with all of her other achievements, this year, I had the opportunity to get to know Sophia in our music program. To say she is the kind of student you want on your team is to say too little. Please join me in honoring Sophia today.
Mom, can I please stay for 2 more hours? Coach Chris will bring me home from the gym when he's done, were words that were echoed after every training session with Amir. That was just his character. His determination and his drive to be great not only makes him a great athlete, but it also makes him a resilient student. Amir Danfor has attended Charlotte Preparatory School for 2 years. I've had the pleasure of working with him for his 8th grade year, and we grew close extremely quickly. There was never a day that went by that Amir wouldn't have a question for me. Coach Chris, where should I go to high school? Coach, if I go to this high school, do you think I'll make the basketball team? Coach Chris, do you think I'll ever be able to dunk? Those are just a few that come to mind. There's some of those questions I had answers for, and there are others I'm still scratching my head about. During his tenure here at Charlotte Preparatory School, Amir found great appreciation in Miss McGuire's reflection piece that was based on his shortcomings and what he could do to fix those shortcomings so he could prepare himself for the next phase of life, which is high school. Planners, time management, and lack of procrastination were things that helped get Amir through Charlotte Prep. I'm inclined to agree with him. Organization is very, very important. It helps you keep track of crucial tasks such as homework assignments, projects, and as you get older, bills. Bills are something that you'll grow more accustomed to after high school than you start college, okay? But I am going to share this with you. Using the excuse that I set my paper down and the wind pushed it in the shredder will not get you very far with some of your college professors, and especially your professors at FSW. So, to the ones that are listening to this and viewing this, don't use that one. It's not going to work. I look forward to watching this young man fulfill his goals next year at Florida Southwestern, FSW for short. I know his education and his academics are very, very high on his totem pole, but also attending Florida Southwestern, it allows you to have the opportunity to play sports at any high school that you like, which is extremely beneficial for you. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rich Montecchio, and I'm the Athletic Director here at Charlotte Prep. I have the privilege of introducing a bright, high-achieving individual that is about to embark on the next step of his academic journey at FSW. His name is Brandon Gebauer. Soon Brandon will be in high school, dealing with more responsibility, schoolwork, and opportunities for growth. I'm confident that he's ready to handle everything that comes his way. Before he sets sail on his future endeavors, I would like to tell you a little bit about him. From knowing Brandon personally, it is very apparent that Brandon is a hard worker who is self-driven. Not only is Brandon an honor roll student, but he has also earned 4 out of the 5 character awards. Furthermore, Brandon has shocked his teachers when he tried out for flag football and basketball. This was uncharted waters for Brandon, but he surprised them a second time when he made both teams, and also won Most Improved Player because of his never quit attitude. In addition, from the 8th grade questionnaire, 2 responses rang out to me. First, the family tree project. Brandon discovered his great-grandparents' history and the role that they played in World War II. His great-grandfathers fought on opposite sides of the war. One was shipwrecked in the Pacific after a Japanese sub sunk his ship. Another great-grandfather fought in the Battle of the Bulge, who served on the German side in World War II and escaped from East Germany in 1950 to settle in the United States. His ancestors endured hardship, sacrifice, and to make a better life for future generations. Brandon is a testament to their will and their fortitude. He faces challenges ahead and strives for success in everything he does. Another question that resonated with me was Brandon's response to what piece of advice did your parents give you prove true in school? It was keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mouth shut. Boy, if this wasn't my father talking to me, it was unbelievable, Brandon, when I read that. It is very respectful. Brandon is very respectful and well-mannered young man, sometimes too quiet. I encourage you to share your knowledge and thoughts and your opinions with others as you mature, as you had a lot to offer this world. In closing, I hope you take your education and experience from Charlotte Prep into FSW and beyond. Remember, when life gets hard, think back to your family history and how they overcame many hardships. I would like to end with a quote by Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. Be humble, be hungry, but always be the hardest worker in the room. I wish you a lot of success, and I can't wait to see what you're going to accomplish. Thank you.
Today, I have the honor of speaking about Jack Camberg. Jack is the last in a long line of Cambergs that I've had the pleasure of teaching. I've also taught his brothers, Ben and Matt. And as we all remember, Matt is one of our distinguished Charlotte Prep alumni. Jack has attended Charlotte Prep since third grade, and he has participated in many activities such as flag football, golf, aviation, and fly fishing. His favorite activity is working on the farm with his dad, and his favorite memory of school was the Universal trip in 7th grade. While Jack is excellent in the classroom and even has gone to the regional science fair, I do not believe that academics are what I will remember him for. What I will remember about Jack most is his quiet, good-natured compassion for others. You can teach and learn science and math and English in school, but being kind to others is a virtue. And Jack, when you move on to Charlotte High School, keep in mind these very qualities of you that make you stand out from others. Jack leaves our school with this simple yet true advice: don't throw your homework away on accident. And this simple and true advice from his parents: your grades on a test will be better if you study than if you do not study. Next year, I will definitely have that made into a poster that will hang in my classroom. We at Charlotte Prep wish you, Jack, the best in all that you do, and don't be a stranger. Come back and see us because we are always family. Thank you.
Hi, Savannah. So it was just this past summer that you entered Charlotte Prep for the first time. With a smile on your face, you met our first few 8th graders at our summer math program. You quickly showed us your sense of humor, and with great ease, you settled into your new home here. You have successfully navigated your way to making new friends, meeting your new teachers, learning their expectations of you, and successfully meeting those expectations, as well as becoming an accomplished athlete. Charlotte High School is lucky to be getting a student such as yourself. Organized, a student who keeps her room clean, as well as works hard to keep her grades up. An athlete who plays soccer, basketball, and volleyball. An artist who enjoys drawing. Oh, and your sense of humor. The time you and I spent working together on algebra was always enjoyable. You had a smile on your face or a funny story to share. I've truly enjoyed the time we spent together. While Charlotte High won't have the same small class sizes that you've come to appreciate here, I have no doubt that you will find your way. May you have the kind of teachers that inspire you to push yourself, and assignments that surprise you, even if it means you have to write more love poems. Be sure to follow your own sound advice. Don't mess around with your schoolwork. Your grades could go from an A to a C if you mess around. Heed your own words, and I don't doubt that another AB Honor Roll award won't be in the near future for you. Of course, that is as long as you don't have any more stories about your dog Sunny peeing on your homework. I leave you with a quote from William Arthur Ward. A well-developed sense of humor is the pole that adds balance to your steps as you walk the tightrope of life. Please keep laughing and being the type of young lady that knows how to smile through the tough times while still working hard to achieve your successes. In only a year, you have made your mark here at Charlotte Prep and in my heart. Good luck, Savannah. I'll miss you.
Sweet, sweet Melanie. Well, here we are. I know you've looked forward to this day and many others that you've had to miss during your 8th grade year, but I, for one, am thrilled that I still get to honor you with this tradition. Melanie has been with us at Charlotte Prep since the 2nd grade. Upon entering the middle school, she was easily mistaken as the shy, quiet girl. While that description was quickly squashed when she was in her comfort zone or filming a class assignment, she could then be loud, giggly, and opinionated. One description of Melanie has never faltered. She has always been an excellent student. Perhaps this stems from listening to her parents' advice to always do her best and to focus on her work. Or perhaps it stems from her own determination, which we know she has plenty of. She is one of the most organized students I know. So when she gives advice to incoming 6th graders to color code their materials in order to help with their organization, students should listen. Of course, as an MUN sponsor, Melanie exhibited all the qualities I would want to participate on our team. After a lot of convincing and maybe she would say arm twisting, she joined and she's had great success. To know Melanie is to know that she would not necessarily describe herself as athletic, mostly because she doesn't like to sweat. So I was thrilled when she told me she decided to join Charlotte Prep's volleyball team. I think much to her surprise, she really enjoyed it. Melanie, I hope you continue to try new things and to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You may continue to be pleasantly surprised with the outcomes and the growth that it brings you. You stated that you will miss the family environment at Charlotte Prep the most. But remember, family, near or far, is still family, and you will forever be a part of this one. I want to leave you with this quote from Dr. Seuss. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. You have had a wonderful privilege to be a part of this family environment here at Charlotte Prep, along with great experiences that you will never forget. As you ready yourself to enter FSW, know that you are more than prepared, and we cannot wait to see what this new chapter in your life holds for you. Now, go and do great things, dear.
I have the honor of introducing Amelie Olarte to you this evening. Amelie has only been part of the Charlotte Prep family for 1 year, but she has fit in well with this group of kids. In fact, it feels like she's been here forever. She is willing to try new things like volleyball and basketball, while staying true to her loves of reading and writing. Oftentimes during lunch, I would see her engrossed in a novel forgetting to eat and oblivious to the pandemonium around her. Fortunately, her love of reading has started to rub off on one of her classmates, who is notorious for her disdain of reading for pleasure. Keep it up, Amelie. We'll win her over yet. Her favorite class memory is the FGCU field trip, and her most meaningful assignment is the research paper on human nature in her English class. Her one piece of advice to the upcoming students is to always work hard, take your studies seriously, and form consistent study habits because it will pay off in the long run. Good advice. When I think of Amelie, I think of the word diligence. She is a focused and determined young woman who is successful in all that she puts her mind to. Roger Babrin said it beautifully when he wrote, "He who wakes to find himself famous hasn't been asleep." Amelie, your diligence will pay off. You have become known for who you are, a hard-working young woman who stays focused on her goals and true to herself. As you head off to Charlotte High School, continue to be that young woman and you will shine. I wish you much success.
Lily, your parents named you well. The name Lily means pure, passion, and rebirth. I have only known you approximately 275 days out of the 3,927 days, including weekends, that you've attended Charlotte Prep, and would easily describe you using those 3 adjectives. Your pure-heartedness is exhibited through your honest, sincere ways you treat others. I've personally witnessed your passion for your schoolwork when you've had to keep trying to solve an algebra problem or complete a Shakespeare-related project for Mrs. McGuire. You see each day as a rebirth. You welcome each day anew with your smile and positive attitude. Whether you attend FSW or Charlotte High in the fall, I hope you continue to pursue your hobbies of running, swimming, acting, and photography through their equivalent of drama club, yearbook club, chorus, or Girls on the Run. Hopefully you will remain involved in track, basketball, cross country, and volleyball. Don't forget to leave time for photography, traveling, biking, watching movies, and shopping. A girl's gotta have a little fun. As your middle school years end and your high school years begin, please remember your own advice. Don't stop the hard work. Be invested in what you do. Stay organized. Keep focused on what is important. You will have some ups and downs, but you will get through. As a person that has survived middle school and high school, trust me, you will most definitely get through. Don't forget to offer your birthday treat as a trade-off for no homework. Once a year isn't going to hurt anything. We know that you're going to miss your teachers, friends, and all those fun-filled field trips. I'll make sure to think about you every Tuesday when we have Chick-fil-A for lunch. One of your favorite memories of this year was taking graduation pictures in the color run. I was not there with the class for the color run, but I did witness the aftermath. Everyone looked like they had such a great time. It's memories like that that will be cherished forever. You will also probably never forget e-learning closing out your 8th grade year. Even though I know you miss being around everyone, you still come to every Zoom meeting with a smile on your face. I leave you with a quote from Desmond Tutu. Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. Lily, you have done your little bit of good that has beyond overwhelmed our Charlotte Prep world. As you embark on your high school journey, I know you will be continuing to overwhelm the world with your little bit of good.
Paige Vanderwide. Though you arrived at Charlotte Prep only 3 years ago, what an impact you have had on us all. Under the guidance of teachers and staff who know and appreciate you, you have attained an impressive milestone in your life. Graduating from a school such as Charlotte Prep, with its rigorous academic standards, is not an easy task. May you always treasure your times here, the support you felt from your teachers and the staff here, and the fun times with classmates and friends, especially that 7th grade field trip to Universal Studios. While at Charlotte Prep, you excelled at music and art. And personally, I missed you in my classroom this year. I was touched by the way you returned to me with your sketches. Seriously, you made my day each time. At CHS, you will have even more opportunities for advanced art and music classes. Pursue mastery of those areas, always remembering that achievement in your core subjects allows you those elective opportunities. In other words, remember to prioritize. Work first, play later. I think anyone who has completed middle school would say socially, it's not a walk in the park for any of us. And you had your share of disappointments, but you learned from them. Sometimes our fears cause us to build walls around ourselves, which keep people out. Always remember, to have a friend, you must first be a friend. High school is an opportunity to start anew, to reinvent yourself, to go forward with the advice that your parents gave you, and try your best not to isolate yourself from those around you. Remember, we are hardwired to connect with others. These connections we make with others are what sustain and fulfill us spiritually and emotionally. You have much to offer as a person and a friend, so don't deny anyone else the goodness within you. Many times, the advice we offer to others is often advice that we have learned as a result of living our own lives. Your advice for incoming 6th graders is thoughtful and wise. Try to be a part of as many things as possible, and also don't be afraid to try something new. Please take your own advice while at CHS and get involved. Put yourself out there. You have a lot to offer. And if you fail, learn from that experience and keep trying until you succeed. In the words of Nelson Mandela, may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Continue to make good choices. Think big thoughts and be optimistic in whatever you are doing. On behalf of all the teachers and staff at Charlotte Prep, I bid you farewell and wish you the best of luck in your days ahead. Go forward knowing that you have made a lasting impression on us all. These sweet memories will forever remain in our hearts. You will be missed. I wish you nothing but the best, Paige. Come back and see us.
It's a rare occasion when a teacher meets a student who shares an equal or greater passion for their subject area. A description like history buff falls short for this student. I'm sure by now we all know this is Charlotte Prep's very own Grant Warden. Although Grant has attended Charlotte Prep since kindergarten, I came to know Grant as Ace's little brother, who always seemed to be hanging around the older kids. Pleasant to talk to, I could understand why they let him hang around, and I looked forward to having him in middle school. Upon starting the 6th grade and over the course of the next few years, he shined as a history student, even placing 2nd overall in the history fair this year. He always had longer explanations to questions than even I required, or other students could follow. He was my walking, talking history book, which I attribute to his love for reading. In the 7th grade, Grant joined our Model United Nations team. What an asset he was to the team. Unfortunately for me as the MUN sponsor, but fortunately for Port Charlotte High, he was asked to join the high school team after his very first conference. Throughout his 8th grade year, Grant has participated with Port Charlotte High at conferences from Florida all the way to Virginia, and he's always performed well. Of course, this is no surprise because if you know Grant, you know he's a fantastic debater. I can recall a time during a class simulation, he successfully convinced his entire class to vote in his favor, despite how awful the choice was for each of the states that they represented. It completely ruined my simulation, and I was left speechless. Grant, I'm so glad that you stated that our need for e-learning has taught you that life can be unpredictable. So I hope you have found an appreciation for the little things in life that can change in a flash. You will be greatly missed. And to say I will miss our side conversations about history and, of course, politics would be an understatement. As you enter Port Charlotte High, remember a few things. Stand tall, use your desktop, and whatever you do, avoid hula hoop situations at all costs. Grant, remember the advice that you have both given and received. Turn your work in on time, and staying organized is important. It's a good thing you won't have a locker next year, but watch that backpack. And when the time comes, take care of your assigned cubby in Johnson's class. Best of luck to you, Grant, and please stay in touch.
Hola, Billy. I am honored to have the opportunity to write this letter to you. Estoy muy orgullosa de ti y has completado esta etapa con muchas memorias inolvidables. I can't believe you have been a part of our Charlotte Prep family for only 2 years. You were the puzzle piece we needed to complete our incredible group. You have shown all of us your big heart, and because of it, you have made amazing and lifelong friendships. You have a drive to speak your mind and stand for what you believe. Being a member of our MUN was ideal for you. I have always seen the leader in you, and my expectations were always high. Even if you felt like I was picking on you, just know that I was only pushing you. Being tough with you at times was meant to prepare you for a greater challenge ahead and to nurture you to build a strong foundation for your next level. Under our guidance, you have conquered this impressive milestone in your life with great honor. Your best memories of Charlotte Prep were the trip to Universal and the graduation photo shoot. I must say, watching you and your classmates arrive at school after your photo shoot filled my heart with so much joy. You have a great sense of humor, and everyone enjoys being around you. I laugh when I read your response of, "I will not be tricked into revealing my master excuses" in the Billy voice. When you were asked, what is the most creative excuse you've ever used to get out of a homework assignment? Just know that I never bought any of them. But I am proud of your advice to the incoming 6th graders of get your work done and don't goof off. Definitely shows your level of maturity and leadership. So as you enter Florida Southwestern Collegiate High School, you may face new challenges. The skills and knowledge you have gained with us will help you overcome those challenges. But mainly, always trust and believe in yourself. I want you to always see yourself as one of the best, and never forget my advice from our chat in the hallway. Continue to be kind, genuine, and good to the people you meet along the way. On behalf of all of us, I want to wish you the very best in everything you do. Y recuerda que siempre puedes contar con cada uno de nosotros. Buena suerte.
It is my pleasure to present to you our salutatorian for the class of 2020.
I'd like to start out by saying how incredibly honored I am to be this year's salutatorian. I came to Charlotte Academy in 2nd grade, and it's truly one of the best things to ever happen to me. I remember on my first day of school, I was so nervous, but the staff and students made me feel unbelievably welcome. The family environment was extremely apparent from the moment I stepped inside that building. This school challenged me while also giving me the individual attention I needed. I was given opportunities that I could not get anywhere else. For my first years at Charlotte Academy, I had Miss Forbes as my teacher. I would like to thank her for taking me under her wing and helping me along my journey. After having her class for 2 years, I was on my way to the Delta building. The switch from 5th to 6th grade was at the same school, but it was still a change, and I, of all people, do not do well with change. The middle school teachers made the transition as easy as possible, and it meant the world to me. Every day, our teachers do what is best for us, so I would like to thank my current and previous teachers. I have known my classmates more or less for the past 7 years. Now, we all know that our class isn't the most cooperative, to say the least. We have definitely had our ups and downs relationship-wise, and we didn't even get our DC trip. Although we had all of these things in our way, we made unforgettable memories that will last a lifetime. Our Universal trip and when we took graduation pictures were some of the most fun times I've had in my life. Our class is like family. We fight, then we make up. We build strong bonds, and we help each other through hard times. I want you all to know that I will miss you greatly. We will all have our own unique high school experiences, but as we take that journey, I hope that we can look back on our time at Charlotte Prep fondly. I know going our separate ways is sad, but don't cry. After all, the mop named after me is still in Mr. Hendrick's classroom, so we have no means of cleaning up your tears. For these memories, I would like to thank each and every one of you. Throughout all of this, I've had an amazing support system outside of school. To all my grandparents, aunts, and uncles, thank you for always being there for me. Finally, none of this could be remotely possible without my parents. My parents have always been there for me. No matter what, they always did whatever I needed. They have been my rock, and when I went to Meadow Park and was struggling with anxiety, all the way until now. Thank you so much for everything you have done and continue to do. To my fellow graduates, throughout your high school career, and even afterward, I challenge you to remember and continue using the values that Charlotte Prep has instilled in you. Thank you.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer. If you reach into your soul, the sorrow that you know will melt away. Then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. It's a long road, and you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the emptiness you felt will disappear. Then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero with the strength to carry on. And you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you.
I am honored to present to you our 2020 valedictorian.
Over the last 9 years at Charlotte Prep, we've learned quite a bit. The importance of taking notes in our I&Bs in Mrs. Winfrey's class, the need to wear safety goggles in Mr. Hendricks' exhilarating science labs. Mrs. McGuire taught us to be respectful and be productive. Nosotros hablamos español. Gracias, señora Morales. Mrs. Shea and Mrs. Biasco taught us how to graph parabolas, or shapes other than just a straight line, even when it was a bright and early Monday morning. And having fun kicking the ball around in the soccer fields with Coach Rich. Perhaps the most important lesson we've learned this year is how to adapt to change and persevere through difficult situations. When roaming the halls of the Delta building the past 5 years, we've looked so forward to being an 8th grader. And then laughing in the hallways and walking around like we own the place. Missing a week of school as we bonded together as a class in Washington, D.C. Even taking the dreaded EOC. And finally, looking forward to this night, graduation, our final event together as a class. All that changed in mid-March with COVID-19. Little did we know that the Friday of spring break, as we left school, it would be our last time that we saw each other as a Charlotte Prep family. Social distancing, online schooling, Zoom meetings, and quarantine quickly became the new normal. Without dwelling on the negatives, we not only accepted these challenges, but we conquered them. This has prepared us for the next big chapter in our life, high school. I feel confident that as individuals, we will continue to excel over the next 4 years. Our time at Charlotte Prep has come to an end, and as we get ready to start the next journey in our lives, I came across this quote. Hard work pays off. Stay dedicated, be persistent, remain positive, dream big, and conquer all you want. I challenge you to work hard, play hard, do more, be more, and represent Charlotte Prep the way we know we can. We are Charlotte Prep. Thank you.
Our closing address comes from another distinguished alumni. I know you will enjoy his story. At Charlotte Preparatory School, you have learned to have grace, courtesy, and live in a peaceful world. And those are things that he is going to share with you this evening.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Charlotte Prep graduating class of 2020. To the students, your families and friends, your teachers, thank you for being here amidst these truly extraordinary circumstances. Just a few months ago, none of us would have guessed that you would all be finishing your 8th grade year quite like this. But by all accounts, you have been able to adapt to new and unforeseen situations, a critical skill that will help you endlessly in navigating your life here on out. My name is Christopher Stampar, and I am honored to be here with you all today, at least virtually. This speech is by no means about me, but I haven't been around Charlotte Prep for almost 14 years now, so let me give you a little insight into who I am and what I've been up to since my time there. I ended up at Port Charlotte High School and then went on to the University of Miami and obtained a degree in International Relations and Geography with a certificate in Geographic Information Systems, known as GIS. Early on in high school, I discovered my passion for the world, for global cultures, travel, and international affairs. My participation in Model United Nations exposed me to fascinating and difficult global challenges that we simply do not face here. At 15, I had worked my way into coordinating the research for a 2,000-page report for the actual United Nations on transitioning to a global green economy, And by 19, I had the opportunity to speak at the United Nations headquarters in New York City about incorporating assessments of societal happiness into development indicators. Shortly after that, I began an 8-year project with a nonprofit wherein I developed an international organization that implemented projects in over 35 countries around the world and tackled a wide range of global challenges. For example, I was able to have planted well over 50,000 trees and counting across sub-Saharan Africa. I have provided access to clean water for thousands of refugees and internally displaced persons in Somalia. I have provided supplies and retrofitted a medical clinic in eastern Uganda with solar power to improve the quality and access to local medical services, as well as provided solar lighting to hundreds of school children in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, one of the world's most war-ravaged regions. I left this project a few years ago to move on in several new exciting directions. I had a desire to focus deeply on the world's most pressing humanitarian challenges and largely medical crises that are happening, and I am proud to now be serving as an advisor to an incredible organization called Global Response Management, where a mostly female-led group of extraordinary medical professionals put their lives on the line to treat some of the most underserved communities in the world. They have personally saved the lives of tens of thousands of Iraqi civilians and have now constructed a field hospital on the US-Mexico border in Matamoros to treat asylum seekers. But once again, sharing this work with you is not about what I've done or about myself. It is to share with you that there exists a massive world out there for you to explore and how important it is for your class to take definitive steps in addressing these global challenges. The best way you can start doing that at this point in your young lives is to practice compassion. How do you do this? Spend time educating yourself, first and foremost, about what's happening in the world, particularly in communities that are severely disadvantaged compared to your own. There is such a broad range of crucial issues to be explored that you will quickly find what strikes your heart most powerfully, and that is what you should relentlessly pursue. If it suits you, this is an incredible way of finding a career that is filled with a sense of contentment about your contribution to society. But it doesn't have to be a career either. What is most important is that you make yourself aware of these issues and do something about it in some capacity, whether it be your full-time job or a way to volunteer some extra free time on your weekends. I truly believe that practicing compassion will enrich both your personal lives, the lives of those around you, as well as the lives of some of those around the world whom you may never meet, which is perhaps the deepest sense of contentment and satisfaction one can experience in their contributions. Let us return for a moment now, with this context, to the idea of adaptation that I mentioned previously. These past few months, you were all very unexpectedly forced to adapt to new circumstances, having your regular life abruptly come to a halt, having to be at home full-time, learning online. In a global picture, these are perhaps not the biggest challenges that we face as a species, but they were no doubt sudden and drastic changes for us, and that you can reflect on with pride that you were able to both handle and overcome such a situation. I cannot overstate to you how important this quality of adaptation will be for the rest of your lives. You will have to adapt to new circumstances shortly in high school, whether that continue online or in person. You will have to go through a similar but more fundamentally transformational experience when you move out of your homestead, away from your family for the first time, and into college, and yet again when you have to transition full-time to the real world of work and life. I cannot begin to list all of the various obstacles that I have had to come across and experience since I was your age. But the key is that the underlying theme behind overcoming all of these individual obstacles over the years was adaptation. You will have to learn to adapt physically, emotionally, and most of all, mentally. If you are aware of this adaptation skill and you keep its importance in mind, then you will never have to worry about the unforeseen circumstances that may lie ahead, as you can know in comfort that you are always prepared to handle a new situation. This may sound a little bit daunting right now, but just remind yourselves that you have already been through it. You have already been through a significant and, in some circumstances, traumatic situation for all of us. You have already proved to your families, but most importantly to yourselves, that you do have these skills of adaptation, and you have put them into practice already at your very young age. That's something to be deeply proud of. So continue to embrace that, to develop your ability to adapt, as it may very well be the greatest skill that you ever teach yourself, and I have no doubt will help you endlessly throughout your lives here on out. I want to thank the school's administration for asking me to speak with you all today. I hope you were able to glean some tidbit of useful information from my ramblings, and I hope you all have a great summer. Please continue to stay safe, and I want to wish, again, a big congratulations to the graduating class of 2020 for Charlotte Prep. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Christopher, for this wonderful closing address. I really enjoyed hearing about your adventures and what you have been doing. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Charlotte Preparatory School and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon this day the rights, honors, and responsibilities pertaining to your 8th grade completion of study. Congratulations to all of you. We salute your dedication as you continue your path to success. Family, friends, and alumni, I present to you Charlotte Preparatory School's graduating class of 2020.